It's kind of funny how the timeline for this actually worked out to my own behalf, to be honest. Last week they actually did a character reveal for Takeda, and I feel like, okay, this is an okay finisher for the Combat 1 pack, and I feel like later along the line, Mortal Kombat 1 is just going to die down a bit. We're going to get a bit more reveals saying, okay, this is Combat Pack 2, and hopefully after that they're going to announce Injustice 3, but we got the total opposite of that package on this one. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Odira, the review, back again with another video, and actually covering Friday of Comic-Con. We actually got a new trailer for Mortal Kombat 1, but not a new trailer, but also the more DLC pack and actual Combat Pack 2 calling itself Chaos Rising. And not gonna lie, I thought that we were done with Mortal Kombat 1. The way the game ended, I thought, okay, we're actually gonna settle the timeline in a new game. Hopefully they don't try to do another Aftermath, because it's gonna be a thing where, okay, you're gonna extend the story for a while or a couple chapters, but I feel like, okay, in a whole new game, we can actually go back and reset the timeline again, or go further within the worlds of the multiverse. But hopefully with the next game they can actually try to resolve this. But no, they're actually going to get it done in this one. Before going into this, I know we're going to see a bit more of the story trailer, because it is kind of a long trailer, and we're going to get some characters for Combat Pack 2. And I feel like, yeah, some of the leaks are out there and I can't just ignore them, because I already know Ghostface is one of them, and some of the Melina voicing called them Ghostface too. So I'm like, okay, Ghostface, I can clearly count on that one. And another one I feel like is good ridiculous, because they're calling Conan the Barbarian an actual DLC character, which I'm like, NetherRealm was actually taking requests for putting Conan in this? I don't know. All questions will be answered right after this, so let's take a look at Chaos Rising.
Sacred laws, no divine rules. I choose what is right. I hold the power.
Coliseum of Havocs.
To bless all beings everywhere with anarchy.
This new Havoc is different from ours. He doesn't want freedom. He wants to burn everything down.
Oh, the Sector.
Real warriors handle this.
Wait, is that a female Sector? That's different. Weird, because they just had him as a cameo fighter.
My will is unbreakable.
And female Cyrax. So it looks like we're getting two cyborgs as our main Mortal Kombat characters.
Is chaos. All must embrace it.
Is that supposed to be Noob?
You sound like Bihan.
Oh, that's cool!
Though not as you remember.
What did Havoc do to you?
Oh, so he goes on that. Okay, in this game. Thought they were gonna save that for a sequel. So I guess this is how we're gonna get Kuai Liang to turn into the new Sub-Zero and bring in Hassan Osashi.
First Shang Tsung, now this Havoc.
Who else are we bringing in?
Amusing.
Will the threats from these titans never cease? Tell me, how do we escape this crisis?
Oh man.
It disgusts me how you've corrupted the Lin Kuei.
Make no mistake, we are here because of your treachery.
Damn!
There will be blood. Do you like?
Yeah! Ghostface! Oh! T-1000 Terminator. Okay. Conan. In September. Okay. One more. Nightwolf?
Finish him.
Oh, animalities. That's a. It's almost like after they did friendships in the last game. Oh. Damn! Oh. Praying mantis? Okay.
Animality.
Hmm. Every time NetherRealm has a thing with Mortal Kombat, it's like, okay, how can you top the last game? But I feel like the DLC or aftermath stories, I don't even know what to call it, expansions of the main story. I'd usually expect them to end after the previous game, and then once we get into the next one, we actually resolve that issue, or at least fill in some of the gaps of what happened in the previous game, but it looks like we're actually going to be dealing with Havoc on this one. And some reintroduction to characters, because I know there are some characters that are still being left out of this because we haven't seen Sonya, Jax, Kano, mostly the human side of the story, because I know Johnny's the only one we actually follow around all these. But I guess they're going to actually be saving that whole relationship till the next game. But yeah, let's talk about this one. Cyrax and Sector both being female characters. I don't care that much. I know it's gonna be a whole thing where like, what the fuck did he do to my favorite characters? But then you got to remember, there's a multiverse out there, and plus, if you can accept of Janet Cage as a cameo fighter, you can accept Sector and Cyrax as female characters because we actually have them as cameo fighters too. And it looks like new Cybot is actually going to be reintroduced in this, but I thought they were going to save that to the next game since we all actually saw Bihan actually go crazy, and it's like, okay, we're going to see him turn into Noob Saibot by the next game, but I feel like they wouldn't put out Noob Saibot as a DLC now because I'm like, yeah, this is some of the things I'm seeing from Injustice where and Mortal Kombat 11 to an extent too. And what I mean by that is when there were characters in a previous game and once they bring in those characters in the next one as DLC, it's like, yeah, but I know how the characters operate, but why make them DLC twice or at least have them playable in the previous game, then actually have them DLC in the next time you see them. It's like, yeah, more money out of my pocket. And it looks like we're actually going to see Kuai Liang transition from Scorpion to Sub Zero because those were some of my main issues with this game. Where it's like, okay, Scorpion is not Scorpion, that's Kuai Liang, and the actual Sub Zero we had is actual Bihan. So it's like, yeah, they're both brothers, but I don't see how that combo mix is going to deal with since in that world or in this universe per se, we don't have a Hanzo Sashi, and through character dialogue, you hear that they're actually training Hanzo as part of the Lin Kuei or the Shiai Ryu, depending on whether that was mentioned. But yeah, let's talk about our new DLC characters, which Ghostface, he looks nice. It looks a bit more skinnier than I thought, because I thought we were going to have him with the overtrans coat, or at least take a bit of inspiration from the Dead by Daylight version of Ghostface. I actually had him with chains. This one I didn't expect for a mile away was actual T-1000, because I remember in the last game that they had Terminator, but it wasn't actually voiced by Arnold. They had the face model, but it wasn't actually Arnold Schwarzenegger as the T-800. And in this, it looks like they actually got Robert Patrick to do the face, and not gonna lie, it's funny seeing him because I'm like, okay, he can pull off the T-1000, but hopefully enough, since he's a cyborg humanoid, hopefully he can work better than Terminator, because I'm like, yeah, a couple combos aside, his was a bit more clunky and slow, but something tells me he's going to be more fast, especially with those blades on his fist. And surprisingly, Conan the Barbarian, which is actually taking the Arnold design, because I thought they would have actually gone with something more original. But yeah, something tells me somebody's actually going to cross Conan and T-800, where it's like, have you seen this boy? And Conan's going to be like, what boy? And then they're actually going to go into a fight. I just know that Terminator 2 reference is somewhere in this. And animalities, because I feel like last game actually introduced friendships where it's like, okay, that's a cool throwback, but actually bringing in animalities from Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, that's going to be interesting, but I feel like, yeah, it's not my thing with the fatalities, and more with the character reveals and their combo strikes, because I know fatalities were the main staples of this game, but it's like, I want to see the characters and how they fight, because those are the main things I look for in these Mortal Kombat games, because out of this one, out of mostly the other games, Johnny has been the only one being the most consistent with playing the same while everybody else deviated with their combos. But not gonna lie, I'm down for this one. And it's not too far away since it's coming out in 2 months. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. All my social media is down in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.